What is up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new edition of the Saturday series, Run Your Mouth. This feels like it's 1990s internet and we are sitting in a college dorm room. This is going back in time the way that this guy looks, but that's why it's the Saturday series. We're out on the road here with As the Meter Turns, who's hosting Porch Tour here tonight out in Rockport, Texas. Say hello to the nice people of the Run Your Mouth Nation.
Run Your Mouth Nation. What's up, everyone?
There you go. As the Meter Turns is from the original Porch Tour. He's the first guy who ever followed the tour. And since then, we haven't had too many people that have... I'm still looking out for the guy who's retired, who literally just drives cross-country and shows up to every gig.
Nice.
I will sell someone a tour ticket for every ticket to the show at a substantial discount, but you do have to sell grilled cheeses in the parking lot. Speaking of grilled cheeses, I think I've overlooked bread pudding for my entire lifetime. I never tried bread pudding. I was like, either be pudding, either be bread. Bread should not be pudding. But it's basically like someone melted cinnamon buns and like it's like someone just took a whole bunch of cinnamon buns and just melted them down so that you didn't even need to tear apart, chew it, or try and get to like the gooier, stickier part.
It's glorious. I had never really tried it till that buffet, and it was like, oh, yeah, this is the thing.
I took one bite. I was like, this could be contender for Pastry of the Year, which is a series I should bring back. I did it once. No one ever wrote anything to me. And then in very Run Your Mouth fashion, I made a grand declaration of what would be a recurring thing and never did it again. We ate, what was the name of it? We ate country. We ate
butter churn.
Yeah, dude. I mean, now it's like Thanksgiving with the amount that I ate. But, dude, I'm going to get 9 zins in my mouth, and we're going to power through this. All right. Listen, I got a whole episode. We'll do the first couple minutes live to all channels, and then you guys can catch the entire thing free on my website, robbernsteincomedy.com. But for the first couple minutes, I do have some very public condemnations that I have to make. I felt like I couldn't just do this on the website. I felt like I needed to be on the record. I felt like this was important for everyone on the internet to know. And firstly, I would like to condemn Sydney Sweeney and her stupid droopy tits. And I'd just like to say she's not celebrity good looking. Like, if you were dating her, I'd be like, holy shit, how'd he pull that guy? I'd be like, wow, this lady's got a bit of a charm. But I'm just saying, like, what happened to celebrities? Timothée Chalamet, I will not see a movie that guy's in it because he's in it. Like, if I wanted to see a rat-faced Jew, I'd look at myself in the mirror. I don't need to see that guy. He's not celebrity status, all right? Like, handsome, bald men are what inspire me. Like, what's the name from The Beekeeper?
I don't know.
Or Woody Harrelson. Mm-hmm. Like, these were celebrities, you know? These were people that had charm. But then you look at this new class of people, and you're like, what happened in Hollywood that these are the golden celebrities?
It's Sydney Sweeney's got that like girl next door kind of look, you know, not so much like world famous celebrity kind of thing.
Okay, you're saying it's the attainable charm. It's like Pam in The Office.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, well, I'm still putting out a public condemnation of it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat? Next is thing that I would like to condemn is new airline. Fines will penalize aisle lice who stand up and crowd other passengers after landing, strictly forbidden. And what they're talking about here is that they don't want you to stand up until it gets to your row. And listen, I've already decided the etiquette on this for all of humanity. And once I've given a public ruling for what all of etiquette should be, this should no longer be in discussion, all right? It's first to stand. That's the only way to operate it. The aisle is left open. They already do this thing where it's like, it's an active runway. We need you to keep your bladder full. We know that we're not moving and there's nowhere that we can go, but you have to stay in your seats at all time. They are already too controlling through the entire process. If you've been on a 6, 7, 8-hour flight and now they formally parked the thing, get the fuck up out of your seat, start getting your shit together, and get off the airplane. Listen, you should not leave before your row. If you decide to stand up early and there's an old lady sitting in front of you who needs time, be a gentleman. Stare at her, don't help her with her bag. She decided to take the heavy bag and that's on her, okay? If she's hot, you help her. And no, I'm kidding. You can help the lady with her bag. But the point is you gotta stand there and you gotta wait for the aisle in front of you. And you gotta use your basketball box out skills so that the people in back of you don't try and push forward. But the second that plane lands, I don't want anyone putting this out into the ethers that you're supposed to remain seated in your seat. If the plane has landed and they finally did the belt buckle chime thing that lets you know you can get out of your seat, you are allowed out of your seat. You should get out of your seat. You should start collecting your stuff. You should not be delaying everyone else behind you who's been stuck in their stupid seat. And whatever Turkish Airlines bullshit this is that's putting it out into the world, that your aisleway lice, if you stand stand up before the section in front of you has been cleared, shame on them, they're wrong. Take my back on this.
Very dehumanizing to call people lice. That's like Third Reich kind of shit.
Yeah. And for something as being so polite as that you waited for the plane to formally land and you got up out of your seat and you tried to help the process by getting your shit together and keep things moving, I've got a new theory. This is going to be a joke down the line. It's just a premise in my notebook. I haven't tried it yet. But you know, people tell you like you got, because I'm antsy. I talk like this. I'm angry. And sometimes like when you're annoyed with like slow service, people tell you got to live in the moment. And I'm like, I'm living in the moment and I want it to be over.
Yeah.
I would like to begin the next moment. Like I've had enough of this moment. Let's get to the next moment. And now I'm almost starting to realize that the algorithm of life keeps you back by constantly adding delays and irritations, and it's on you to try and enforce efficiency onto the universe, which will otherwise run with a slow, inefficient algorithm because everyone else doesn't value their time. And so it's for us, the run your mouth listeners, the conscious individuals of humanity, to stand up and go, I will not take this. I will not abide. We can keep things moving. We can get to the next moment. We've only got maybe 80 years if you drink the way I do on this planet. Don't waste my time telling me I got to sit in a seat for any longer than I have to sit in a seat. Let's keep it moving, people. Put that on my grave. Keep it moving, people.
I'm imagining you giving this speech right before being tased by an air marshal on a flight.
Standing in the aisleway, just like, this injustice will not stand.
Standing on your luggage as a soapbox.
Yeah. Like, who else is with me? And they've been so indoctrinated. It's like COVID. We're like, seat lice. All right, I think I had, all right. This one, I think, is a inspiring story. So, Glenn Greenwald has, listen, I'm not a regular listener to anyone else's content on the entirety of the internet. And I would say Glenn Greenwald, to me, he's one of the good leftists. He's an anti-war, he's pro-free speech, and he believes in more social wealth redistribution than I do. But like, he is a leftist that I can wrap my head around, where he talks out against government censorship, he talks out against, too much executive power. Like, we align on more issues than we don't, and so it's just between me and him in terms of sensibilities. It would be a disagreement about forced government wealth redistribution, where he would believe in more social programming, where I would believe that the state is inefficient and that's their vehicle for remaining in power, and that's what empowers them, is pretending like they're going to help the poor and just having more of the wealth and resources in their hands. That's an agreement that's like, I wish I was having that argument with most individuals in the country and most people on the left. Like, I wish that that's where we were with most people, okay? Yeah. Now, Glenn Greenwald does, I don't listen to his show all that often. Every once in a while, there's like a very, like there's legal issues, particularly like Supreme Court hearings, and he'll have great breakdowns about them. And he does great work. And so what I'm loving about this is, for so long, we've heard about how like conservatives like hate gays or whatever, or care about other people's private lives. And so this is a kind of a cool story in that they're trying to shame a guy who even the conservatives go, this guy does great work. Even though we don't agree with him, he does great work. And so they put up some video. I'm not gonna watch the video because I'm not gonna watch gay shit. But I support your right to do it behind closed doors. Please don't post it on the internet and put it in the news so that I feel like I have to watch it and comment on it. I don't care what the guy was doing, but I almost think that this is a good moment for conservatives, that most people on the internet are like, yeah, just let him do his gay shit and don't make me see it. It's simple enough, right?
There you go.
No one cares. Nobody cares. And then here's the superpower of gay people, because if this was me, I'd just kill myself. But this is where being gay is a superpower, because he just owns it. If I can, you guys are gonna have to look right into my eyeballs while I read this. Greenwald, I have no embarrassment or regret. The video depicts consenting adults engaged in intimate actions in their private lives. There you go. He's like, I wasn't at the gay parade being peed on. They all display fully consensual behavior, harming nobody, he added. It won't change my work. I will continue. I don't want to put that on your nice desk. I will continue all my many prongs of my journalism and pursue the causes most important to me exactly as I've done before. And there you go. That's what's beautiful about being a gay guy. He's like, I take pride in my gayness. You're not going to shame me. You know, I work hard, play hard. I make money doing my journalism so I can spend it on hookers who will pee on me while I'm wearing a mini skirt. Shame on you for thinking I care that you watch this. For all we know, he enjoys that it got out on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the right hookers know when to call him.
Based Glenn Greenwald.
There you go.
As usual.
All right, I think we got one or two more topics for public consumption, and then we will move over to not paywalled people. You can catch it free. It's Jew friendly. RobBernsteinComedy.com. You can catch the rest of this episode streaming live. We'll take a couple comments before I jump over. Now, obviously, the Democrats seem to be completely lost on how to win back over straight heterosexual men. Now, you're mostly a straight homosexual man. What do you think is the mistake that the liberals have made over the last couple of years? Because they're spending millions of dollars to try and figure out how they can win back college-aged men. What do you think they've done wrong?
More mustaches, I think, Robbie.
Ooh, you think if the Democrats just wore more mustaches, they could? That would be funny if they remained like as gay as they are, but they grew out big, thick mustaches and all roided up that like they just became. And you're almost speaking to the homosexuality of all men, that they will gravitate towards other men if they're just more muscular and masculine looking.
Babylon B actually just did a dive on this very topic.
Okay.
Highlighting Pete Buttigieg with he's got like full-on scruff, and that's the Democrats' approach to trying to win back.
Oh, it's just look more masculine.
Yep.
It's like you can still shame the young men as long as you look more masculine while you're doing it. Like if you Andrew Tate it and you go, you have to grab your balls and be nicer to the minorities, then other men might get in line. But when you're all fruitcakey about giving orders and shaming people, then they don't like it. So you're saying like, you're almost saying college-age men like being cucked, and they like being talked down to by some alpha daddy, and the Democrats are just playing the wrong character as they shame men and talk about the interests of other people.
You got to give people a model, right? A role model, and they'll live up to that, you know?
So amidst the $20 million that the Democrats are trying to spend to figure out how they can win back young college-aged men, and to me, it's quite obvious. It's just lie to them and pretend like you actually care and want their vote. You just have to pretend like you want their interests and not shame them as they can't buy houses, they can't find girlfriends, or whatever else is a part of their lives. Don't just continuously shame them that they have to give more of their resources and that they're not nice enough to minorities and gays. It's that simple. You just got to get up there and go, I care about you more than Donald Trump, and I want your vote, and I'm going to get you your factory job because I'm going to tariff China even more than Donald Trump is. That's it. You just got to lie to them. So it was making the rounds that they hired some giant fat, who looks like your typical blue-haired liberal, and that she was advising the Democrats on winning back. I wish I had just had the tweet of who the person was, because you looked at it and you're like, man, these people are cooked. They can't figure out anything. But I gotta say, lady actually gets it, as they're all on the news trying to figure it out. They actually hired some fat oaf that seems to get it, who's been doing the hard work, showing up and blowing people in frats, which is how you get the good information. Roll the tape.
You want to know what I think? I think it's
My bad. This is traditional media first that still doesn't get it. Let's listen.
a waste of money. Maybe these guys should spend their money on...
Oh, tell me, do we even have sound? Is it echoing? People in the chat, let me know. Well, actually, let me just check a setting real quick and make sure. I should have done this beforehand, and I should know how to do this by now. All right, you guys should be able to have sound. It might be echoing a little bit and picking up in my mics, but it's echoing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the echo? Would you put it at a 10? Would you put it at a 2? If this was the doctor and I had my finger up your asshole asking you how much it hurts, would you give it a 2 or a 10? You give it a 3. All right, we can deal with a 3. You guys are going to have a little bit of an echo. That's what makes it the Saturday series. Junior wants to put it as a 4 because he's calling the other people gay for not minding figures of their asses. But here, let's roll
Teaching men to not be such sexists. Maybe that's...
But the stats don't bear that out now that we've seen the election results. Donald Trump...
There you go. Despite everything that's going on in the world, there's still some people in the Democratic Party that thinks we just haven't put enough money into shaming men. What we need to do is actually spend more money because we just haven't figured out how to earn these people's subordination. Is that the right word? I don't think that's the word I'm looking for. Compliance. It's the old COVID regime. If we can just spend more money and we can further shame these people and make sure that they can't have jobs, then they'll get online and quit being sexist, because that's the reason that they won't vote for Democrats. So you still have dummies out there who still just want to spend more government resources policing your behavior, and they don't realize that that's exactly what people are rebelling against. Like, that's the thing. Even if you don't like Donald Trump, he is a protection against the people that just want to spend resources making sure that you'll be compliant towards a dumb agenda. But here's the fat oaf that actually gets it.
Well, I also think it's just so abundantly clear that the people who say these things don't actually spend time talking to young men. You know this because we know each other in real life, but I spend a lot of time on college campuses, and I spend a lot of time with young men. I love young men. I love frat guys, and in that I realized, like, even the ones that identify as conservative are almost always pro-choice. They're almost always pro-gay marriage. You'd be surprised at the number of them who support Black Lives Matter. And so I feel like people just kind of lump them into this box when the truth is, again, a lot of them are with us on the issues. They're just not part of our coalition because they feel like they're not welcomed in it.
Lady actually gets it. Pretty simple. Said it perfectly. Spend $20 million with the lady that had to blow guys in frats to actually figure it out. But it does seem like they actually do get it. All right, I think I had one more topic for public consumption. Now we're going to get into the Donald Trump stuff, and you know, you don't want to do this on YouTube because then everyone yells at you for Trump derangement syndrome. But let's take a couple comments, and then we will shift over to robbernsteincomedy.com. And then if you're out in the Texas area, just get in your car right now. You can still make the show. We are in Rockport, Texas. Tell them about the selection of whiskey that you just put out, which is psychotic, and I can't believe that the entire thing hasn't been consumed in the 2 times that you've put it out.
Yeah, it's the whole road show for Porch Tour. Wherever I go, I bring it. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of Whistle Pigs out of Vermont, a 10-year, like 3 12-years. I just found a 15-year. It was on sale.
There you go.
So I picked that up the other day. Got a Whistle Pig bourbon and a couple other selections to try out. I
was quite rude last year. I showed up late. You did a whole tasting, and you're like, "All right, we're doing a tasting." I was like, "Shut up, nerd!" It just started. That was like one of the most hammered I've ever gotten at Porch Tour. Was we rolled up here at like 4 in the afternoon it was a 5 p.m. show or something, and we rolled in like 4:45. I hadn't even checked and set up the gear, and I was just like, "Whoa, that's some really expensive whiskey," and I got after it. But if you guys are out in Rockport, Texas area, get in the car, drive down now. We've got the Owen Glass Band. They're going to be playing 2 sets, and then I've got my friends Andy and Will from Texas coming down, so we're going to have a fun night. All right, let's take a couple of comments, starting with Runaway Slav. Does bringing bacon quesadillas instead of grilled cheese count? It doesn't quite have the appeal of what I remember from Shakedown Street when I was a kid, seeing the Dead. But, you know, if that's your thing and you're more passionate about the quesadilla and you feel like grilled cheese undermines your craftsmanship and you specifically want to share quesadillas with the world and you're going to follow the Porch Tour, then yes, I'll allow it. Harry Bollocks. It's marketing genius. I'm unsure how many females I've said I drink their bath water. Oh, that was, I don't know if you saw it, but that was part of it, was Sasquatch apparently had her take a bath and then put the water from her bath into the soap. Runaway Slav, why do homosexuals only adopt boys like Glenn? You know what? I don't want to delve into that one. I was trying to be pro Glenn here, and I'm just not going to touch that one. Katerina 19, he handled it perfectly. It's only going to strengthen his brand. All right, fair enough. Let's take 2 more. A fix. I feel like this guy used to always be in the comments. I haven't seen him that much lately. If you have an NVIDIA GPU or use OBS, you just can add noise removal filter or NVIDIA broadcast if NVIDIA GPU. All right, yeah, send me some links. I could certainly be stepping up my production, and I appreciate the tips. Junior, damn, how much does all that whiskey cost? That's got to be at least $1,000 worth of whiskey.
Probably. I've been collecting it over years.
And then to invite me over and be a buffoon with it. All right.
That was funny. It was like, hey, here's all the, let's take little, Robbie rolls up, grabs the bottle, pours a glass, just pounds it.
Yeah, it wasn't my classiest, it was not my classiest move. All right, we are coming down from all the locations. Come check us out, robbernsteincomedy.com. You want a job? If you want to go to the site, you can monitor the chat